What's up, guys? William Ryan here, back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about why you should be worried about the United States dollar. Okay, so let's be real. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. And, when we look at price action, okay, price action actually gives us an indication of what to expect. We know price is fractal. And so when we see certain moves happen on the lower time frame, okay, they happen on the higher time frame. And if you've been following along on this YouTube channel, you guys are going to see in a second what we currently have going on in the dollar index. So right now, I'm looking at a monthly chart. And so I have two price levels mapped out here. One is the buy side liquidity resting above these equal highs up here. Okay, and then the sell side liquidity resting below these equal lows down here. Okay, so we know that equal highs and equal lows, they are draws on liquidity, right? And so that's very, very important to note as we move forward in this video, right? The last PD array that I'm going to map out here is this fair value gap. This is very, very important, guys. When I drop down to a lower time frame, you're going to see what I'm referring to. Okay, when we drop down, things are going to get a lot clearer, guys, so just bear with me. Another level that I want to map out here is this balanced price range, actually. And we're actually going to zoom in quite a bit before heading into the lower time frame. So you can see here, right, we have this bearish fair value gap. Okay, we have this bearish fair value gap here. And so we can see that price closed above it, right? So we can see that price closed above this bearish fair value gap. Okay, we've been accumulating in here. You can see the candles, right? So we closed above, price came back down. We've spent a lot of time in here, okay? And we can see here, right, there is a big consolidation. So price action goes from consolidation to expansion, from consolidation to expansion, from contraction to expansion. And so here we have a massive, massive block of time where we haven't really done anything. And this is on a monthly chart, guys. So we can reasonably expect, things are about to get a little interesting moving forward. And so notice how we haven't closed below this balanced price range, right? So this is a good sign actually for longs. And truth be told, I actually am still bullish on dollar until we trade below and close below this fair value gap or this balanced price range on the weekly chart. Okay, so we're going to drop down into that weekly right now. All right, guys, and if you've been following along on this channel, I thank you for your support. I thank you for my subscribers and my following. You guys mean a lot to me. And so you guys are going to know already, if you guys, like I mentioned, followed along, you guys can already see what I'm going to be talking about today. So here's that fair value gap on the monthly chart. We have a run on liquidity here, right? So sell side was taken, okay, and then we broke market structure. Okay, notice how this market, yes, we are in a consolidation, but as of right now, we are still bullish, okay? Right now, there's no reason for me, like I mentioned, to be bearish unless we unless we close below this balanced price range on the monthly chart. Okay, so like I mentioned, keep an eye on that fair value gap or that balanced price range on the monthly. It is absolutely crucial to what happens moving forward. And so on this weekly chart, guys, we actually have an optimal advance setup, right? So the optimal advance setup, we have the William percent R, right? The William percent R is taking out the respective low. Okay, but in the price chart, what are we doing? Okay, price is retracing back into the range, back into quote unquote an optimal trade entry. Okay, running sell side liquidity, trading into a fair value gap, order block, right? These are all the things that we look for, guys. Right here at Optimal Advance, this is the exact setup that we look for on 15-second charts, 30-second charts, right? So on and so forth. So if I'm drawing my Fibonacci here, right, we can clearly see that we have come down into that optimal trade entry level, right? So this is the 61.8 and this is the 70.5. So we've traded into the sweet spot of the optimal trade entry, quote unquote, right? And what do we have above the marketplace, guys? Okay, we have equal highs, right? So we have layered liquidity. So we have a high here, a lower high here, a lower high here. And so I'm actually expecting price to rip out of here. Okay. And if we don't rip out of here within, let's say, the next month and a half, okay, then I can see us either just completely consolidating, or we can trade below this fair value gap and close below that monthly balance price range and this fair value gap. And that would lead me to believe that we're going to be coming for these lows. Okay. But for right now, we're at a very pivotal point, guys. Very, very pivotal. Right. And so we know that the optimal advanced setup, right, The Williams percent R really gives us an idea of a potential change in state of delivery. So here we have a consolidation, manipulation, and then we're looking for expansion to come in, right? So there's only 4 price deliveries that we can get in the market, right? The algorithm can only do 4 things, and that's consolidation, expansion, retracement, and reversal. And so we have the consolidation, we have the retracement, and now we're expecting that expansion, right? So the internal range power of 3, and this liquidity pool up here, guys, this is juicy, right? And so I think we're going to come up here with speed. Okay, I don't think we're going to waste too much time in here, and I think we're going to be headed higher. Okay, with speed, with velocity. And so one of the levels that I really want you guys to pay attention to on the daily chart. Okay, this is very, very important as well. Okay, I know everyone's following the dollar very, very closely right now. There's a lot of talk about the dollar, about crypto, and stuff like that. And so what I want you guys to pay attention to, keep this level on your chart, is this fair value gap right here. If we trade to and through this fair value gap and it becomes a balanced price range, I think these highs are going to get targeted. This will be the next draw on liquidity. Right? So that's what I'm expecting right now for dollar. Just a little summary or a recap of what we covered. Right? So I believe the dollar is going to be moving higher. Okay? And if we close above here on the daily time frame, okay, I really do expect these equal highs to get ran through very, very quickly, as well as these equal highs over here. Okay, but if we reject off this fair value gap and this low gets taken out, guys, I think the sell side is going to get swept. Okay, these lows here, these lows in here, and then ultimately this low down here. All right, so that is currently what I'm expecting for the dollar index. Keep an eye on the levels that we've talked about. Okay, the fair value gaps and the balanced price ranges are very, very important, especially on this daily chart. This is the one that you're going to want to be looking at. And then for the monthly chart, right, you're going to want to be looking at that balanced price range. So we don't want to see price close below that balanced price range, and we want to see price close above this fair value gap to become a balanced price range on the daily chart. Okay, if we do start to expand out of here for these highs, like I mentioned, we're going to do so with a lot of speed. Okay, that's what I'm expecting, a low resistance liquidity run higher, right? And say my analysis is wrong and my bias is wrong. If this low gets taken out, okay, like I mentioned before, these equal lows are probably going to get targeted, as well as this low. All right, guys. So with that being said, we're at a very, very pivotal point in these markets, and everyone's paying a close attention to the markets and what's going on in the world and stuff like that. So I hope you guys found this video insightful. Feel free to like, comment, and share this video. And until next time, guys, good luck and good trading.